Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. First tonight on Fox 4 News at 5:30, two quick-thinking Dallas Sheriff's deputies are alive tonight to tell their story after one of them is almost taken out by a suspected drunk driver while they're dealing with another suspected drunk driver. Sean Rabb joins us now with this breathtaking video, Sean, that folks are only going to see here on Fox 4. Tell us about it.
You know, part of what's so scary about this is that it really helps us understand how many people may be on the road behind the wheel too impaired to drive. These two deputies dealt with three thought to be drunk drivers in a short time. The deputy alive today because the officer he was backing up followed training to a T. The deputy only with time to react and run for his life. Dallas Sheriff Sergeant Roy Wallace and Deputy Mayo Lazo on the right had just put a suspected drunk driver in jail when another call came in. Wallace rolled first.
A traffic hazard that came out northbound 35 at Northwest Highway, a vehicle foot on the brake, left lane.
Sunday morning, June 8th, just before 5 a.m., Wallace spots the truck in the fast lane on I-35 at a dead stop.
Go up there and I see the guy asleep at the wheel, just passed out, seat back, and looked like a big guy for me. I know I'm probably not going to be able to handle it by myself.
Wallace decides to wait for Loza, who's pushing to get to the trouble spot. He arrives, the two confer and make their move.
And we're pretty much talking about what we're going to do. We're going to try to get it in park before the person wakes up. That way he won't, react to us waking him up and take off.
Loza approaches the driver's side. Wallace is going to the passenger side. He turns to look at approaching traffic, and then Loza has to run for his life from another drunk driver at 100 miles per hour who rides the concrete barrier on the left shoulder past them.
And as soon as he screamed, I looked back and saw sparks from the vehicle. And I don't know what happened, but at the last second, to avoid my vehicle that was behind Sergeant Wallace's vehicle, he went over to the left shoulder, hit the wall, and when I looked back, I just saw sparks in the air, and that's when I just ran to the front of the vehicle.
I didn't know he got hit until, that's why you see me run around, and then like that, oh, he made it. I'm more ecstatic than he is. He's like, whew, all right, I missed that one. And I'm like, all right, now we got to get two intoxicated drivers into custody by ourselves.
Loza calmly gets back to business, performing field sobriety tests on the driver of the pickup truck. Jose Montoya Avatia was in the pickup. Deputies say he admitted to 10 beers and 2 bumps of cocaine. In the Chevy Cobalt that almost takes out Loza, Omar Varela. Deputies tell us his blood alcohol content was .183.
If that sergeant and that deputy had not reacted in the way they did, I'm afraid to say we'd be planning a funeral right now.
I can't even understand how the guy didn't hit us, Loza, or the truck. I couldn't figure it out.
Well, talk about divine intervention, Heather. Had they not been there, that second suspected drunk driver in the Chevy Cobalt would have quite likely plowed into that pickup, and that could have been a double fatality. Lazo and Wallace, though, both back on the streets, deep nights, looking for the drunk drivers.
You know what, Sean, you look at this, I mean, it gives you chills when you're watching this. All right, so did Deputy Loza at all have any time to think what he was going to do, where he was going to go, the reaction?
No, none at all. As you take another look at the video, from the time Wallace yells, "Watch out," to when Loza clears the front end of that pickup, less than 3 seconds. That's all the time he had to avoid the 100 miles an hour moving car. He tells me he wasn't even sure. He thought the car might ricochet off the concrete barrier and then hit the truck. So even though he was in front of the pickup, he still didn't know if he was out of harm's way.
Such dramatic video. And you know what? You mentioned a double fatality. Sean, it could have been the other way around, too. Those deputies could have been the ones whose lives were taken.
They clearly realized it could have been a quite different ending.
All right. Sean Rabb in our newsroom tonight. Thank you, Sean.